Good evening. My name is Noah Herndon, and this is the Groundview. As we begin to roll into interviews, I thought it best to have a private interview with the new intern of the Groundview, Ben Foltran. We're so excited to be bringing him onto the team, and I hope you, as the audience, enjoy having him along just as much as I have. Thank you for tuning in to this segment of the Groundview. Well, good evening, Ben. We're absolutely excited to have you here with the Groundview. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. Absolutely great here.
That's good to hear. Now, Ben, I just wanted to give the audience an opportunity to get to know you and for you to have an opportunity to share some things about you. So, would you mind telling us how you came to be in Teenpact?
Yeah, like many first timers, I had a sibling go the year before me, my older sister, and didn't want to go. Kind of went my first year kicking and screaming, but absolutely loved it. Had a truly life-changing experience my first year, and it was amazing. And I've been going since. My first year was in 2021, and been to NatCon each year since, and continue to go to state class.
Phenomenal. It's incredible to hear those family stories where you have, a sibling. I was the oldest sibling, so I was the first to go, and I'm hoping that my little siblings kind of follow in that path. But that's really great to hear. Now, I wanted to ask, you've had a couple of years in Teenpact. Is there any particular story or testimony that sticks out as your favorite moment that you've either witnessed or been a part of at a Teenpact event?
Absolutely. As a part of my testimony to my faith actually originates at Teenpact. Again, first year 2021 on March 3rd, I was actually saved at Teenpact during Rendezvous. Just throughout the entire week, just God hammering my heart, and it was a truly life-changing experience. And I've been a different person ever since, and it's something I am immensely grateful for from both, Teenpact as an organization and the staffers and students around me that push me to that point.
That is absolutely incredible to hear. Rendezvous are certainly one of the most impactful moments in students' time at Teenpact. And so to hear that testimony, the impact it had on you, that is incredible. And especially looking forward to, NatCon, one of the key things there is the rendezvous. And so it'll be very exciting to see how the Lord works in the coming weeks of NatCon. Now, of course, joining the Groundview started last year as an election coverage and analysis unit. How did you come to become interested in, the elections of NatCon?
Well, back my first year at NatCon, I had personal friends that ran for office. For example, the Powers Harrison campaign back in 2021. I was actually a part of that, which was very fun. And I've just kind of been eased into it ever since. Of course, I was a viewer of the Ground View this past year in 2022, and I've been I've enjoyed getting into it, meeting all the candidates, and reviewing all the data that you have put out and that Teenpact as an organization has put out. It's been very interesting and a fun part of it.
Now, speaking of data, we're of course perhaps going to be seeing our first poll releasing tonight. Could you tell us about some of the things we may be looking for in that data? What are specific key factors that we'll be evaluating leading up to the election?
Yes, so most of the data that we'll be looking for is name recognition
Hmm.
among the current representatives, senators, and presidential campaigns. Of course, not everybody has announced their candidacy at this time. However, we just want to kind of gauge the waters and see what's actually going on in the Teen Pack Nation and how large these campaigns have become and how well known they've become. Of course, there are many returning faces from the senator and representative races last year, and even those who won into the now presidential races, as there are many new faces across the board. And it is going to be very exciting to see it all play out. And of course, this first survey and poll is meant to kind of come out just to an entry into the election season, while before we actually get into any interviews with other candidates, so that way we just have a blank slate and just get a good view as to what's actually going on.
Absolutely. We're excited to get into that, especially considering name recognition was one of the most important factors we saw last year with Smith George capitalizing on that at every single level. Now, I must say, I am extremely happy to be bringing you on for this endeavor. You know, it was incredible to do it last year, but this year I'm hoping to ground the Groundview even more, and we're excited to see what the Lord has in store.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, Ben, thank you again so much for joining me both tonight and on this journey of the Groundview Season 2. We look forward to what the Groundview is going to bring out this year.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be a great, great year.